So guys, today got a video for you here, basically recapping what we already know about the current plan for Destiny 2 heading into the rest of this year in regards to the episodes, as well as a potential 10-year anniversary event. Then I'm also going to be speculating on what the next multi-year journey for Destiny 2 could look like, as well as when we could potentially hear more about this from Bungie themselves. But before we get into all those details, as usual, if you do go on to enjoy this video, if you could, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I would very much appreciate it because it's free to do and helps me out here an absolute ton. But with all that being said, let's just jump into today's video. So, currently we are in Act 3 of Episode 1, this being the final act before Episode 2 launches at the start of October. This means that we still have September to go through, as well as the rest of the remaining days here in August, and with September coming around, that would be a perfect time for the 10-year anniversary event to go live inside of Destiny 2. We do know that this event is going to happen because there's been leaks about returning armor pieces coming and also some other stuff that hasn't been announced yet, but DMG did confirm apparently to people at GCX that there are more things coming inside of this event, and it would make sense for September to be the month that it releases, due to September being the same month that Destiny 1 launched back in 2014. Alongside that though, we do also have the two remaining episodes, that being Episode 2 Revenant and Episode 3 Heresy, with Episode 3 potentially leading into what could potentially be the next major expansion coming in 2025. Now we have heard rumours that expansions are going to be changing a bit. We're not going to see the big major launches that we're used to with stuff like the Witch Queen or the Final Shape. They're going to instead be doing smaller content releases, kind of similar to what Into the Light was, which, to be fair, Into the Light was a great update. It was free, brought in some really unique weapons that people wanted to get their hands on, mainly because they were shiny, and it also introduced one of the most praised pieces of content in the form of the Pantheon. Now, if the amount of content within a DLC can fit into that size model, that still works. They're probably going to keep on making raids and dungeons, so I wouldn't worry about that because that seems to be the main thing that is keeping players entertained. So I'd really like to see those stay. But in terms of what other stuff we could potentially see within this live stream or whatever they show off to us, hopefully soon, could be quite interesting. But let's just first talk about when we could potentially see this. Obviously, we do have the end of the episode coming up soon. I believe Episode 2 goes live October 8th. So we're probably going to get some sort of live stream, at least to show off Episode 2 before then, as well as maybe at least a trailer of some sort to talk about the 10-year anniversary. But when could we potentially see something about this next multi-year journey that we see here from the Destiny 2 team tweeting that they'll be talking with you all about the future of Destiny 2 and the plans for the next multi-year journey soon. Once we plant a flag for the date, we'll let you know. Thank you for your patience and we'll see you again soon. This was posted near the beginning of this month and it's been the entire month yet and we haven't heard anything yet. So my speculation is that we will see something probably in September before the launch of Episode 2 would make the most sense for me, or maybe after or in between the releases of Episode 2 and Episode 3. Obviously, 10-year anniversary stuff is probably going to come sometime in September because that just makes sense. And then we'd probably see Episode 2 live stream probably shortly after the 10-year anniversary event ends, unless they want to release the 10-year anniversary alongside Episode 2 itself. Now, going past episodes and what we currently know, we do know that Episode 3 is going to end off being a Hive-themed episode, going to be shaking up the Hive Pantheon from what we've learned, and that will potentially lead into the next major expansion, or what I think will be the next major expansion, mainly focusing on the last remaining Hive god that is actually a major threat to us, being Xivu Arath. I do not think that she's going to be the main player inside of Episode 3 Heresy. I think they're going to try and save her for a major expansion, similar to what they've done with Oryx for the Taken King, and then Savathun with the launch of the Witch Queen. Wouldn't really make sense to have the final Hive God that we need to kind of slay be a part of an episode. I thought they're going to probably introduce some new Hive threat within that episode that will then lead into what Xivu Arath is planning wherever she could be. And that actually leads into my next topic being Project Frontiers. Now, they ended off a video a while back teasing Project Frontiers, and we haven't really heard anything about it since, but going off of the name itself, it hints that we could be going to a new frontier, a new galaxy, leaving the solar system that we know currently and heading to a new one. There's been constant mention of the Cabal homeworld as well as the Fallen or Elixir homeworld, So it would be amazing to see what those planets look like. Going back to them would be very, very interesting. And Xivu Arath, I believe, does have ties to the Cabal homeworld. So she could just be chilling there waiting for us. And we could then just arrive and try and defeat her in the Cabal homeworld. That would be so cool. And it would play into that theme of going to a new frontier. Cabal homeworld just sounds really, really cool. And that would be a very interesting place to go and explore and possibly deal with Xivu Arath. Alongside that, a new subclass I feel like is very much due, especially if they want to entice people to come back. There's been rumors about a third darkness subclass, mainly a red subclass. There's been things shown in game that kind of tease a third darkness subclass element, and I feel like that is definitely overdue. People were expecting that to launch with the final shape, but instead we got Prismatic, and because Prismatic itself isn't technically a new subclass, I feel like that doesn't really take into too much development time that is required to make another new subclass. So I feel like that would be a great addition to whatever this next multi-year plan turns out being. Alongside that, potentially even a new weapon type, similar to what we got with the launch of Forsaken with the bow, and then Witch Queen we got the glaives. Maybe some brand new weapons would also do great to get excitement going again. Me personally, I've been really wanting to see some kind of dual-wield weapon, some dual-wield SMGs or some pistols, so that would be amazing. So something like along those lines would be great. Other than that, there's not really much else that I would really want inside of the next major expansion. Obviously, a great story should just go without saying, be a top priority. This is probably going to be the start of the next major saga that they plan on doing. So this really needs to stick the landing to entice new players, but also probably bring back some of those old players who still have a lingering like for the game itself. Other than that, some just keynote stuff here going back to the episodes. I feel like Wrath the Machine definitely needs to come back, if not in the 10-year anniversary event, then sometime inside of episode 2, with it being a Fallen themed episode release, and with Wrath the Machine being the last Destiny raid, but also a Fallen themed raid. That just kind of makes sense, and it would be the first returned Destiny 1 raid that requires a brand new exotic weapon. That could probably be the reason why we haven't heard anything about it yet, because they want to kind of keep that secret, or that's just me coping, because I really just want to see Wrath the Machine returned in some way. And one other thing I forgot to mention that is coming this year is obviously we get 2 brand new dungeons. Those are supposed to be coming sometime soon, and they'll probably get released sometime either within episode 2 or episode 3. Assuming that we are also potentially getting Wrath the Machine back, I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe they release 2 dungeons in one episode. Maybe Wrath comes back with the 10-year anniversary event and is tied into that release. Not really sure there, but hopefully we will learn more stuff soon. And yeah, that's pretty much everything that I have in terms of what I would like to see, when I would like to see it, and all that. But that's just me. Be sure to leave your thoughts on it in the comment section down below if you have any plans or wants or things that you would just like to see added into Destiny 2, either in the near future or in the far future. But yeah, that's everything for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, as always, remember to leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.